All right, so when you're installing a window, you need to make sure that your rough opening is correct. We told the masons the size of the windows that we're doing, and basically what they need to account for is a 1/4 inch on either side of the window to do shims, plus a inch and a half for these two wood bucks is what they call it. That's 1x4, which actually measures 3/4 of an inch this way and 3.5 that way. Then we paint it with a sealant, and once it's painted, it's ready for installation. You can see there's a couple little cracks here in the caulking. We're going to re-caulk that, reseal it when we install the window. These are the JELD-WEN impact windows that you get off the shelf at Lowe's. They're 36 inches wide by 62 inches tall, and we're going to install them into a concrete block opening. And you can see that we have 1x4 wood bucks around the rough opening. And these are the specifics for this particular window off the shelf from Lowe's. They're, I think, 300, 350, something like that. And they're pretty decent. They're not the best, but we put them in all the rentals and they work good for us. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to take the first lower sash out. Once we take that out, we'll take these covers off. We'll get the lifting mechanism out, and then we'll start the install. We'll take the screen out and set that to the side. Next, we're going to use a screwdriver to pry these covers off. Now these lifting mechanisms have some tension on them, so when you back the screw out, it'll want to turn. I try to just hold it with my thumb, my left thumb, and then unscrew with the other hand. And then once you get the screw out, it'll want to turn. And you just catch it and pull it off. And it usually spins like 1/2 to 1/4 turn, comes off the bottom, and we set it to the side. And then as you can see, that glide is going to be in the way of putting the screws in. So I'll normally just tap that down out of the way until you can see that screw hole. Same deal over here. Okay, so now that your opening is prepared and your window is prepared, what we'll do is set the window into the opening. We'll shim the bottom, make sure it's level, and then we'll use a drill to, let me show you. We're gonna have to drill the holes. See, they give you these holes on the inside of the window, but it doesn't translate to out here because they don't know which ones you're gonna use, I guess. So what I do is I put the window into the opening, set it up where you want it, and then use a drill to make the holes in there, but also mark on the wood buck where the screws are gonna go. And then we'll use a hammer drill to drill out the block for the tap cons. All right, so we'll put the level on it. It's nice and level that way. Level that way. Looks good. My gaps on the side are pretty close. So what we do is take the drill and we're gonna drill those holes in the frame. And also make our mark on the wood buck. Now I'm not shimming it just yet because we're gonna take it back out to put the sealant around the edges. And we can remove the window. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is drill out with a masonry bit and a hammer drill these holes for the tap cons. What I do is set up a fan behind me. While I'm drilling, all the dust can go outside the house. So the next thing that we need to do is apply the sealant. This is installation sealant for windows and doors by Pella. You can get it at Lowe's. And first we're gonna put a bead around where the wood buck meets the concrete block. And you can be pretty generous with it. You're gonna smooth it out later. After that, we're gonna put some on the edge where the window flashing is gonna meet the wood buck. We're using a little over 1 tube of sealant per window. So next we're going to place the window into the opening. We put the top in first and then the bottom and rest it down onto those 2 shims that we have on the window sill. And once those are in, we can kind of tack it in place with a few screws, shim it, and put all the rest of our screws in. This is definitely way easier with 2 people. So if you have someone that can help, definitely ask. Good. All right. Now it's set. Make sure it's centered. Make sure it's in there, pressed in nice. We figured out after 10 of these using a regular drill that an impact drill is way easier to use on this project. Okay, now's a good time to smooth out your sealant. Take off most of the excess, and once you get it all shimmed and screwed into place, you can run your finger on it one more time. Now that it's all shimmed up, we're going to sink all the screws. All right, now that it's all secure, we'll just make sure that our seal is good. There you go. Now to put the window back together. All right, so what are you doing?
Cutting the shims off.
All right, we got to cut the shims off. That way when the drywall butts up to it, it's not running into these things. And sometimes you can get them to snap where you want them, but it's not super reliable, so we use the, what do you call this thing? Multi-tool.
so these go, that goes,
Show us.
that writing faces the outside.
Okay.
So this one would go here. We start them.
So you're going to start the screws.
Start them and then line up the bottom glide.
Okay.
They have to be perfectly lined up, otherwise you have issues with these retractors popping up. The springs, they're spring loaded.
So you want that pin, that one that's on the top, to be right under the metal part of that glide.
Take this back off. And spin it so that goes in there. See how that locked in?
Yep.
And this goes up here.
Okay.
You have to bring that back down so your bottom of your window can clip back in there.
All right. Same thing on the other side.
Exactly. Try to get these two lined up so when you put your window back in, they're even. If it's crooked, the window will not go in right.
Okay. Then we put the plastic covers back on. Okay. Boom. Nice. Check to make sure it works good. Up and down, locks perfectly, nice and solid. And that's how you install a JELD-WEN impact window in a concrete block opening.